welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Chef Rambo, and I'm back with another cooking tutorial and a recipe for y'all today. Today, y'all, we're gonna be making Bonefish's Bang shrimp, and I'm making some fried rice. I did not end up using the milk or the Worcestershire sauce, y'all, but everything else I did use. I'm using extra large and large shrimps. Okay, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and get our shrimp cleaned. I have a little bit of apple cider vinegar and water in a bowl, and all I'm doing is removing the skin, the shell and the tail. And I'm also gonna show you guys how I like to devein my shrimp. It's very important that you devein your shrimp. If you're using cooked shrimp, which you shouldn't be using, you won't need to do this, but with raw shrimp, you have to do it. So I just went along where it's at, and I just take that vein and just rip it right out. This is what I had left over because I did not end up using 2 bags of shrimp. And now we're gonna go ahead and season them up. So I'm gonna go in here with about a teaspoon of seasoning salt. And now I'm gonna add about a half a teaspoon of black pepper. It is very important when y'all make this type of dish, most of the flavor, if not all of the flavor, is gonna live within the sauce. So you don't want to over season your shrimp. Now, I did put a little bit of seasoning salt and black pepper, but that's just because that's what I like. If you guys are someone who can't have salt, if you're diabetic or something and you have to have maybe a salt substitute, or if you have high blood pressure, you can totally skip this step. Do not put seasonings in your food if you do not need it. I'm one of those people that needs it, so that's the only reason why I put it on mine. So I was just letting y'all know that. So I'm just continuing to stir up the seasonings in the shrimp so that every shrimp gets coated. I'm going in with a cup of cornstarch, a cup of flour, and I am gonna take my whisk and evenly combine those two together. I like to use both. Some people like to use only cornstarch, and some people like to use only flour. I find that when you use only flour, the shrimp burns and gets too dark. And I find that when you use only cornstarch, the cornstarch doesn't stick well to the shrimp, and you're gonna have to end up either adding more cornstarch or flour or throwing those away and making a new set. So I just like to use equal parts of both. After they get mixed completely, we can go ahead and put these shrimps in that oil, baby, and we finna let them do their thing. I will probably put about 15 to 20 shrimp per pan. You don't want to overcrowd your pan. Even though these shrimps are gonna shrink down, we want to make sure that everything in the pan is getting cooked evenly, okay? And I like to cook some people, when they make bang shrimp, they like to cook their shrimps on 2-3 minutes on each side. I'm letting you guys know right now, I let my shrimps cook for about 5 to 6 minutes on each side. I like my shrimp to be crunchy and chewy. I do not like that fresh, barely cooked taste. I don't even like it for my steak, baby. I like everything to be cooked well. So if you guys do not want to cook your shrimp for as long as me, I would do about 2 to 3 minutes on each side, because it only technically takes 2 minutes to cook shrimp. So if we're being technical, I'm technically overcooking mine, but this is just how we like ours, okay? So I let mine cook for about 5 to 7 minutes, somewhere up in there, 6 to 8 minutes. And the first batch of shrimps are ready. I have a paper towel over here. I'm going to set them on, take out some of that excess oil, and I am using canola oil, you guys. So that is probably why the oil is so light. And I also use cornstarch. Cornstarch kind of gives your food this golden, bright, beautiful color. And I think that is also why my oil is so light, because if we was just using flour, baby, that oil would be dark. But we are using cornstarch and flour. Ooh wee, look at them shrimps. Okay, y'all, we are gonna go in here with the second batch of shrimp. Once again, it's important to not overcrowd your pan. If you put too much shrimp in here, what's gonna happen is certain pieces of shrimp are gonna be cooked and other pieces are not. And it's just, you never really know. You wanna make sure you know at all times that all of your food is getting cooked evenly, okay? So we're gonna flip these over. And I let these go for a little bit longer. That's why they're a little bit darker than the first batch. So I ended up doing this in 3 batches, you guys. I took about 15 to 20 pieces of shrimp per round, and I did like, I think I did 3 batches. So yeah, it worked out perfect. Okay, them babies is ready to be removed. Nice and golden brown. This was my first time ever making Bonefish's Bang Bang shrimp, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. I technically missed a step. You're supposed to dip your shrimp in buttermilk, and I did not want to use regular milk or buttermilk. I wanted to make this only using the ingredients I wanted to use. So I just want to let y'all know that in Bonefish's recipe and in the other YouTube videos that I've seen that other people did, they did do the buttermilk. So the way that you would do the buttermilk is you would season your fish how I did, with seasoning, salt, and pepper, and instead of just dipping it in the flour and putting it in the oil, you would dip your shrimp in the buttermilk before you dip it in the flour. I guess the shrimp is supposed to sit in the buttermilk for about 20 to 30 minutes. But I'm telling you guys, you can still make this without the buttermilk, because I just did, and it was absolutely delicious. But if we want the technical term and the technical name and the technical, instructions, I guess I was kind of off, because I did not get buttermilk from the store and I did not use regular milk. So now we're gonna go ahead and work on our sauce. I have 1 cup of mayo. I have 1/4 cup of sweet chili sauce. I have 1/3 cup of honey, and I have 2 tablespoons of the Sriracha sauce. And I also added in about 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. This is how I like to make my sauce. I love soy sauce. I love honey. I wanted to add the honey because the honey was gonna make up for that hotness. Because even though sweet chili sauce is sweet, it is also still hot. And I did add Sriracha to this, you guys. So we kind of wanted to make this a spicy and sweet sauce. We don't want it to only be hot or to only be spicy. I mean sweet. Okay, y'all. So let's go ahead and make that fried rice. I got a little oil in my pan, and I'm gonna add in my onions and my peas and carrots. I am using about a half a cup of each. And I like to brown my vegetables for about 10 minutes before I add my rice. Okay, you guys, my vegetables have been cooking for about 10 minutes. They're starting to get a little brown. I am gonna add 2 large eggs. As y'all know, when y'all get fried rice from the, Benihana's or whatever, they add the egg. So that's why I added the egg. And this is the way that I wanted to make it. We all make our food different ways. Okay, after the egg is starting to get cooked, I am gonna take some white rice and I'm gonna start to add it. I made this rice the day that I ended up making it. They say you're supposed to use old rice. I just cooked this rice about 2 to 3 hours before I actually ended up needing it. So technically it was about 2-3 hours old, but you can still do this with fresh rice. It's just, it won't taste as good, but it's still just as good. Some people say it don't taste as good, but it tastes just as good to me. So I probably added about 4 to 5 cups of white rice. And all we're gonna do is go around here with some soy sauce. This is really what makes this rice good, y'all. The soy sauce. That's what gives it its color, and that's where the flavor comes from, okay? So I did add a little bit more soy sauce off camera. So you guys should definitely add some more soy sauce. Even after the one that I just added, you should probably add just a little bit more. I'm gonna go in here with about 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of regular salt. I am really trying to cut back on my seasonings. In case y'all haven't noticed, I've been trying to do less because less is more, and I do not want high blood pressure, okay? So I actually let this rice cook for about 15 minutes, y'all. I like my rice to be very dark and really, really, really cooked. As you see, some of those white pieces of rice are still in there. The longer you cook it, the more those pieces are gonna become saturated and they're gonna get that color, baby. Okay, so let's add the sauce, you guys. so I ended up adding the sauce to my shrimp. It was a lot of sauce, so I ended up doing like, I did one and then I used the rest of it for the second batch. And all I'm doing is taking my little wooden spoon and I'm just stirring it up, getting all those shrimps coated with this delicious sauce because this sauce is so good, okay? And I had to be fancy and use some green onions just to make the appearance of the shrimp look better and to look more professional. And wham bam, thank you ma'am, look at that fried rice and look at that bang bang shrimp. Okay, Rambo, you did not have to do it to him. Why you hurt him like that? So that's it, you guys. That's how simple it is to make Bonefish Bang Bang shrimp. And I made fried rice. It was delicious. It was so easy, and I'm not even tooting my own horn. None of that, y'all. This was good. This was a good meal. And if you're looking to make something different, my kids told me, Mommy, this tastes like Chinese food. Y'all, I was gonna cry. That made me so happy. But nah, all jokes aside, make this at home, even if you can't cook. It's simple and it's easy, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell and subscribe to my channel, y'all.